Hello and welcome to Comics with Jose. My name is Jose. I love comics and I want to share them with you. Follow me on Twitter at artofjvelez or on Instagram at jvelez622 where I share some doodles that I work on and a little comic book story that I'm currently working on as well, free of charge. I do this for fun and I just enjoy talking and sharing comic books. Like, follow, and subscribe if you like the channel. We're going to go over comic book stories that I have. I own a lot of comic books over the years. We're going to use digital, however, because it's easier to share on digital on your computer screen or phone. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to me ramble on about my favorite subject, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comics and I want to share them with you. Today we're going to be looking at Daredevil 248 and 249 from 1987, written by Ann Nocenti, with art by Rick Leonardi, who is one of the best fill-in artists that you can possibly get, and then Al Williamson, who in his own right was a phenomenal artist, particularly during the 50s and 60s, but during this time mostly inked. But the guy was great artist. So what makes these special is I believe the first time Daredevil and Wolverine ever met. Wolverine appears in both issues. So this is two characters who don't really have much of a history. Daredevil and Wolverine don't really meet very often. This might be just one of the few. So, Rick Leonardi is a great artist. Goodness gracious. Look at that. I am surprised this guy did not get more work as a regular artist. I believe he did a little bit with, their name escapes me. Cloak and Dagger. And then he did do Spider-Man 2099, but then that's been about it. Mostly he's a great fill-in artist with the X-Men. And Nocenti is going to start a run. Rick Leonardi does these two issues, but then John Romita Jr. takes over. So these kids, they're a little gang called the Fat Boys. So, she sets up these characters here for the future, but right now we're just kind of just gonna move it along here. So this is Karen Page. This is about a year and a half since the events in Born Again. So it's been about a year and a half. So Leonardi is, like I said, a very solid artist. So essentially what it is Daredevil went to see Karen Page. He took her to the new offices and encouraged her to get back into the law, but Matt basically reiterates the fact that he's been disbarred and says he feels freer than ever. So, and he's basically gonna investigate a landlord who is forcing the tenants out, and he wants to threaten to get more income. And Daredevil just realizes he is helpless to stop the man because he's within his rights to do that. So for those of you who don't know, Matt Murdock is blind. So he can't see, but he can hear, and he's got those senses. So sees this kid. he's playing with his boat, goes to get it. With his radar sense, he senses something, and suddenly, kid yells, "I can't see, I can't see." Matt takes him out. Something's wrong with the water. And turns out that there's toxic chemicals. So this is kind of part of an ongoing between Foggy, who's still taking, he's still working as a lawyer. I believe that he wants, the Kingpin is trying to lure him to working for him. So he's going to investigate this toxic spill, and he's going to backtrack it to an adhesive company called Kelco. He breaks into the plant and just basically goes through their files. And then several security robots come out, and so Daredevil's going to fight them. And so he's going to see if there's any legal action that can be taken against Kelco on behalf of that kid. So basically, because Matt, it's not much that he could do, because they don't realize, they realize that he's blind, and they all know. So here's the part where we're going to eventually get to Wolverine here. So there's an assassin here. His name is Bushwhacker, and you can see he is eliminating people. And shoots this girl. And then writes her name down. So he's basically killing. So essentially what he's doing is he's killing mutants, but they are they don't have like the powers, so they don't have like superpowers, but they have like unfair advantages. So he used to be a priest, but now he makes a ton of money. So this is his wife here. So she found those bullets, and he's like, stay out of my business kind of stuff. So here's where Wolverine comes in looking for him. And the guy's, like I said, killing mutants. And he's going to get even. So now we're back with Daredevil. So basically, Matt Murdock is investigating the case law and finds that working as a lawyer, he could force that crooked landlord to come to terms with his tenants. He goes back to Karen's clinic to agree to work with her as an informal consultant. So she gives him a big hug. And then, of course, Bushwhacker's wife comes in and says, I think he's hurting people. So, which is going to set up, of course, Daredevil and Wolverine. So now we're in 249. And the next issue, of course, John Romita Jr. comes back. Another great cover here by Leonardi with Al Williamson. So essentially, this issue, Daredevil and Wolverine are going to clash over their methods of bringing in the bushwhacker here, whom is killing mutants here. Well, it's very funny because Daredevil also he's got issues with everybody. So here's another mutant that he ended up killing. I love this panel here. Just very cool. Like I said, I'm just surprised Rick Lunardi didn't get more work as a regular artist because he's really good. So we're back at that free clinic here. So he is going to basically try to help her versus Bushwhacker so they can, so he can't kill anyone. Matt's happy to be able to be helping people. And, she's a little concerned because he's blind, so she doesn't know how much really he can do, but he's Daredevil, so he'll do Daredevil things. So Bushwhacker here is waiting for this woman. And so she can draw, gives him a ride on the bike, and being chased, and so converts his arm into the gun, shoots, and she's his next job. It's kind of cruel how he does it, but he's kind of going a little crazy. But you can see here that Wolverine has found him, but so has Daredevil. Wolverine's getting close. So now they're gonna, outside's a little bit better. I don't know if they explained it in this issue how he ended up getting his power, but he's not a mutant. I believe those are just augmentations that were given to him. But Wolverine finally attacks. Daredevil stops him because that's what Daredevil does. And so can't have two superheroes if you're not gonna have them fight. So killed another one, and basically Wolverine says it's Daredevil's fault, and he's gonna go get Bushwhacker by whatever means necessary. So douses him with gasoline. It's gonna lit him on fire. Daredevil tells him not to, that he needs to go to jail. And so Daredevil does what Daredevil does. Similar to that Punisher, where Daredevil and the Punisher fought. Punisher just won't Daredevil won't let Punisher kill, so Daredevil's not gonna let Wolverine kill. And Wolverine ends up listening to him and leaves. And so now we're back at the clinic here, and we're at the kind of the free clinic. The wife comes in and says, "Oh my God, Daredevil almost killed him." And what kind of a hero is he? And of course, we all know that it was really Wolverine. But anyway, thus ends our story. Hope you liked it. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.